Hey Mom, can I have a quarter? Hey, Fragorn here with a new build guide coming up for Path of Exile 1, 3.26, the Zana Pedal League. I've done this build before, but I didn't do it with a Juggernaut, and with the power you're getting from endurance charges, I decided if I can play Juggernaut, I'm going to play Juggernaut with a lot of my builds. So what it is my Consuming Dark Trapper. So using two Consuming Darks, they convert 30% of your fire damage to chaos, and then all your chaos damage can poison because it now has a 120% chance to poison because of two of them. They each give +1 to level of all fire skill gems, which is very nice. And they give a little crit chance without being corrupted, which helps proc your elemental overload. A couple other things that are really good for the build. You can get this going really nicely with an embalmer. You get a 5-link for free, so if you can pick one of these up early, it's very nice. Plus it has nice chaos resistance and a big bonus to poison duration, which is really where the damage comes from. So also nice to have vital toxins. Cherubim's Malfeasance is a very nice cheap piece of armor. You can pick up one of these corrupted very cheaply, or not corrupted very cheaply. 4-link it quick and go with that until you can get it 6-linked with Tainted Currency. Look for plus level of AoE gems, or plus level of trap gems. Either one of those would be a good one for your explosive trap. So other gear was just junk. I have this isn't junk. Once you get a little power, like my health is 3,500. Without this, it's 4. So once you get around 4K, you can really easily run a Ming's Heart because you're still tanky enough at 3,500 with this massive gain 50% of physical damage as extra chaos damage bonus. Other stuff I have is just a junky belt with some life and resistances. Boots with regen. Got lucky on the cold and chaos rolls, but I don't even need that chaos because I have 121 chaos because Ming's gives you so much. Junky amulet with nothing. Doesn't even have damage multiplier or +1 to fire. Another junky ring. Just resistances. Just stuff that I threw in my build from my stash while playing this character. So easily junk you'll have on League Start. You might not have some of these nice Eldritch Implicits on there yet, but those are easy to get. So all this stuff very easy to acquire day one. Except for maybe the Devouring Diadem. That is a little bit of a chase item early. You have to kill Katarina in Syndicate to get that, so that might not be available. But I have a simple solution for you. Until you have that, you are just going to run Eternal Blessing for your reservation and probably just Purity of Elements. You're a little starved for elemental resistances with this gear, so Purity of Elements is big. I'm currently running Malevolence, very nice. Skitterbots, very nice. Purity of Elements, and a lower level Vitality, as much as you can get to keep your mana available, or have no mana, as little as possible. So, that's all very nice. But Purity of Elements is huge, not being able to be affected by elemental ailments is very nice, plus it gives you a nice cushion of elemental resistance at baseline. Typical stuff for a Juggernaut on Flasks. I got movement speed, I got extra armor, increased evasion, and clean blood. So the reason I'm taking the evasion, because I do use these two nodes. Can't evade enemy attacks. Converts all evasion to armor, so I have a lot of armor when those flasks are up. I have 20,000, I think, baseline. Yeah, so plenty of armor, and then even more when those flasks are up. Let's take a look, see what this gives me. 45k, so pretty tanky, and those are up a lot. Other things I'm doing with my gear and my skill slots, my gem slots. So I do have Explosive Trap as my main skill. I just bought an expensive one because I had extra stuff laying around to see what it's like. I cleared a level 84 or 3, whatever the high one is, 2 safe houses and killed Katarina before I hit 80 with with the regular unleveled version, like a level 17 or 18 gem of this. So plenty of damage. It was a piece of cake. They're all deathless. So once you get the currency, get yourself a level 21 and quality explosive trap. Quality is very nice because it gives you 2 extra explosions per trap, which is nice. They're all poisoning. So this is a poison build, so I have it linked with Cruelty, which I don't get from this skill by itself, but I have another skill that gives it to me. Swift assembly, you just throw more traps. Deadly elements, the poison does more damage. Efficacy, poison does more damage. And unbound elements, poison does more damage. The way I proc Cruelty is I use Armageddon Brand. And since I'm converting a bunch of my fire damage to poison and chaos, this actually works pretty nice. So I just throw out an Armageddon Brand, and it is hitting faster. It's elemental focus, so I don't care about the elemental ailments it's inflicting. It still poisons. And then this procs a fairly big Cruelty. So very easy to keep your Cruelty at 40, or even against big bosses, something like 36, 37, 38. So good damage multiplier for your main trap with this up. Another thing I really like about Cruelty and Armageddon Brand is it's a nice skill. Chucking all these traps can get kind of hectic. So you'll see in a sec when they explode, my screen's going to go. So with Armageddon Brand, you don't get all that cluster. You don't need it for clearing trash. I will eventually go to a Sunblast belt, something like this. I've got a really good one here that I found with nice reduced trap duration. I'm not capped on resistances with it until I get this jewel in. So I'm low on fire right now, 60%. But this makes me just, when I chuck the traps, they just pop after just a short delay. Much better way to play this build is to use a Sunblast belt. But for now, I'm not working it into the build yet, and it's still fine. Other stuff I got, I just self-cast 2 curses, Despair and Temporal Change. I use Flame Dash to move around. I got a Wither Totem set up for bossing or hard rares. Faster casting, spell totem, and multiple totems. Applies lots of wither stacks real fast. I got an automation set up here for Molten Shell, and then I do have a self-cast Enduring Cry just to keep my endurance charges up. I have 7. So, Ascendancy. I went up here first and took the offense. Get the extra endurance charges, keeps them up all the time pretty much. The only time you don't have them is when you walk into a map, so be careful for half a second until you get your 7 endurance charges up. Big damage buff from endurance charges. I get 8% per, so that's 56 increased damage. I get 6 area of effect per, so that's 36 increased area of effect. Very nice quality of life stuff. Way bigger stuff. I use the armor from Body Armor's doubled, and chaos resistance or chaos applies to hits as well, so big reduction from chaos. And then I use the regeneration node to keep my life regeneration up. Pathing, typical Juggernaut stuff for me. I just come out here and grab these, work my way down. I actually started as Righteous Fire. Let me see if I still have a tree here for Righteous Fire. Yeah, I do. You could come. Oh, this is not the Righteous Fire tree. I made a bunch of these and I can't find the one I want. There it is. So starting with Jug, and you want to play Righteous Fire early, it's a great way to level. It's super cake. You can just come down here, work your way up, grab extra resistances, extra life regeneration, come up here to the fire area. Once you get this mastery, you want to get as much fire resistance as you possibly can. A couple of fire rings is very good. Whatnot, and then you can start using Righteous Fire. You get the extra max resistance here, max fire resist here, max fire here, max fire here, extra resistances, and extra regen, and that'll have you running Righteous Fire, and you can support it with whatever you want. Fire Trap, Scorching Ray. Scorching Ray got buffed this league, so it might be the way to go. Still a little star for intelligence, so Fire Trap might be better. I don't know. Depends what you have on your gear. But Righteous Fire alone, once you're in the level 20 range or something and you get a decent Righteous Fire on, you'll clear through the campaign like nothing. You can check all the Apoxis guides for that if you want to. Back to my tree. So, like I said, I leveled with Righteous Fire. It was cake. Once I got in the range of being able to flip to the Consuming Darks, which is pretty low. I think they're level 53 base. Yeah. It says 70 because of the gem, but you can start using these at level 53. I work on maxing my endurance charges. Once I get this one and the first ascendancy right here to have them up and the extra, that gives me 3, 4, and then 5 from this. Then I cruise down here right away and get this. So I'm at 5 endurance charges. That's 40% increased damage from this one. Very good. 15% increased area of effect from that one. Stun doesn't mean anything, but the armor is nice. You do get more armor while you're at your endurance charges. I do take both Iron Reflexes and Unwavering Stance to avoid being stunned, and then converting all that extra evasion, which I have a lot, into armor. Extra life and making some of my skills cost life instead of mana. This is very good for throwing lots of traps. As you can see, I can throw quite a few before I start running out. Another thing that I do to make it so that I don't run out of mana is on my jewels. I'm going to be chasing this notable right here. Regenerate energy shield per second. So get a couple of those in your build and you will probably never run out of energy shield, even with a very low pool like 556 like I have. Back to the tree. More endurance charges. That's the key to the build. It's an endurance charge build. I do have a nice socket cluster. You don't need this to make the build work. It's just going to improve it greatly once you can start getting it. Grim Oath is the big one that I wanted. 10% of physical is extra chaos, so the whole trap does physical damage, so that's just 10% more damage right there. I use trap in mind. The one I was looking for is Guerrilla Tactics because I want the 10% trap throwing speed. It's very nice. Nice little bonus to movement speed if I throw a trap. Very nice. This one just came with it when I was rolling that mine cluster jewel, and then I kept it. Like I said, I got this with the regen energy shield. I don't think I'll use 2 of these. I think I have enough trap throwing speed right now. If I can get enough jewels to increase my energy shield so that I can get 2 Guerrilla Tactics in, I might do it, but I might just throw a small cluster in here or just another jewel like this for now. More energy shield. I do have nice spots for extra easy access to 2 jewel sockets here too. So that would be upgrades that I'd be looking for. Mana reservation, I got a lot of it. More life. Damage over time node's very good. I do take the bonus for Cruelty to keep my Cruelty effective. Elemental Overload's very good, so get more elemental damage from the fire part of my poison application. More life. Then I come all the way over here to pick this up. A little more reservation. A little more chaos dot. And this is the important one. Once you want to have this on once you convert to using explosive trap. You can get it way sooner over here as well, so you don't have to go all the way there. But converting 40% of Fizz to Chaos is massive because half of your fire trap does physical damage and half of it does fire damage. So with this, it turns a much larger portion of it to Chaos, and with your Consuming Darks, only Chaos damage can poison enemies. So it's very important to have that last line, much poison damage as possible. So I get that, and I'm just going to come through here and go down here and pick these up eventually for a little more damage over time multiplier. The only reason I'm really over here is because Whispers of Doom. I don't have 2 curses in my build. I am currently anointing this, which is very nice. 50% trap trigger area of effect and trap throwing speed. It's crazy cheap. A clear, a blue, and a purple, so you can anoint this right away. It's a very good anoint for your Juggernaut not being able to access any of these nodes, and really increases your damage with that trap throwing speed. If I wanted to spend it, and I'm not going to on this character right now, but if I was buffing him up to being strong and actually using him, not just testing him, I would anoint Whispers of Doom, skip all of these points, come all the way back here, and pick up my 40 fizz damage converted to chaos. I would save a ton of points. I would probably allow me to add another cluster jewel here, so I'd have 2 cluster jewel setups. Definitely run 2 guerrilla tactics to get that trap throwing speed back, and just have plenty of more power without all these travel nodes. But for now, without doing that, trying to make this build budget, that's what I'm doing. So that's the tree, that's the ascendancies. I'm going to show you some of my defenses. I have nice resting life regen is 603. I used to have a stone golem in the build, but he dies too much, so I got rid of him. So my automated molten shell is up. It's very nice. I do have Veil molten shell for big buff of damage reduction when I need it. It's very nice. I showed you my auras, showed you all that other stuff. Got my totem for wither, my Armageddon brand for mainly for cruelty, but also for clear because I just like it. Self-casting 2 curses on big enemies, and then my explosive trap and movement skill. So very simple gameplay, very easy. And I will show you a little bit of gameplay. Oh, quick damage buff quick. This is baseline right now. It's low. This goes way up once I have all my endurance charges, because they add 112% increased damage when I have all my endurance charges up, and then a huge area of effect increase when I have them all up, and then cruelty buff will be up, so this is going to go way higher than that. And I will show you what a little map looks like. I'm just running oh, I should show you my atlas. So what I do with atlas is a couple of different things. Right now I'm bossing, so I have a bossing atlas where I'm doing mavens. I'm just trying to get as many Elder Guardian maps to drop, Conqueror maps to drop, Synthesis maps to drop, better scarabs, more bosses will join the fight, and then scarabs are more common. I like ambush scarabs the most, so that's the one I'm targeting. I have full strong buffs, full shrine buffs, little extra map stuff, little extra scarab stuff, more map stuff, more map stuff, more shrine stuff, and then no favored maps. So I'm just rotating. Right now, since I'm low level, I think I'm only 87. I've been just rotating level 14 maps, killing them and getting the stuff from the Maven invitations, and hopefully getting a couple of awakened jewels or awakened gems, I mean, things like that. So it's a pretty fast and easy farm. League start, I have a different atlas that I like to use that focuses on mostly the same stuff. I don't want to do a bunch of extra goofy content right now, like Breach or Abyss or Blight or any of that stuff, so I just block everything. I run shrines, I run harbingers, strong boxes, harbingers, strong boxes, and lots of scarabs. Try to get as many scarabs as I can. So it's pretty nice. I get lots of scarabs with this. I don't get lots of maps with this. And harbingers are very good, especially early game, because they drop horizon scarab or horizon splinters and horizon orbs, and they're as good a way, if not better, in my opinion, to get your atlas finished than Kirac stuff. Just because you can convert, say you have one level 2 left and you haven't been able to find it, and Kirac's not offering it, well, you just hit one of the level 2s you have with 2-3 horizon orbs, and it'll hit the map you need, and you'll be off and running. You'll have your whole atlas completely filled in no time. Just a horizon orb in the ones you need to get there. So run this ball map quick, or at least part of it. Just kind of show you what it looks like. It's kind of a dangerous map. They have lots of extra crit mods. So here's why I like the Armageddon brand. It's not as messy as all those traps. When I get blues, I usually throw the traps just because it kills them faster. But I'm taking lots of hits. I'm very tanky. See if I can wander into a pack here for you. Yeah, look at this. I mean, 7 endurance charges, Juggernaut, 84k armor with all my buffs up. It's like, I don't care what you guys do. And if you play smart, you hardly ever die. It's a great way to start a character and piece of cake. And you can level as Righteous Fire, as I said, very easy. Look at Pox's guide on early fire, Righteous Fire leveling if you want to do that. Very cake. And then you could level with weapons too, just any slam skill, basically anything you want. So it all works. Alright, let's see where this boss is. He's here somewhere, isn't he? Alright, so I'll curse him. We'll run my wither totems. And he will be dead real soon. There you go. So basically with no gear, very cheap stuff. Just getting to tier 14 running a Maven fight boss is absolutely piece of cake. So you can't go wrong with this build as a starter. You won't have the power that I have quite yet without the 6 link and stuff like that, but this is not expensive stuff to put together with tainted crafting. Getting the diadems not expensive. It's all this stuff is relatively cheap. I couldn't imagine this gear with it as I have right now would be more than maybe 2 divines. I don't know, but you can clear as much content as you want in yellow maps and stuff like that with just the 4 link and the blood magic eternal blessing aura until you get the devouring diadem and get your currency up. Piece of cake. This atlas tree right here that doesn't have that has the harbingers. Harbingers can drop all kinds of good stuff even in low maps. So if you're poor, you can just farm harbingers in the highest tier map that you can easily do quickly. And get yourself a couple of these beauties right here. Fracturing shards, they drop fairly commonly. Even without scarabs or buffing, you'll start to acquire these. Just as you do your little low maps, by the time you get to reds, you'll probably have 6 or 7 of them. If you've taken your time and got some XP and stuff in yellow maps, whatever. Got yourself up to like level 85 in yellows before you jump into harder maps. Sell those. Let's see what they sell for right now. Not that this means anything because it's just about over, but I'll take chaos orbs and I have fracturing shards. Where are they? Fracturing orbs, fracturing shard. One is worth 50 chaos for this shard, so sell all these for 500 chaos. So you'll have enough. You'll have enough. That's almost 3 divine worth of chaos, or at least 2. So it's a piece of cake. Harbinger will get you all your atlas done. Harbinger will get you the fracturing shards, which get you all the easy entry gear you need. Cheap, 100% cheap. Moderately expensive, but by moderately I mean like 1 divine. Maybe 2 if you're unlucky with your tainted currency, but very cheap to get this a 6 link, and even as a 4 link it's still strong. Very cheap to get the devouring item too. So it's a very good league starter. It's very tanky, It does plenty of damage to get your first 2 void stones real easily. Just plenty of damage and plenty of clear to get your XP up without dying, which is one of my favorite things. You can see that I'm making 300 million XP per hour from that one map, so I didn't even rush, and it's pretty good. Yeah, you can't go wrong with this build. So if you like this build and want to see more content like this, and I do have more coming, I'm going to show another jug build that I used before that didn't get nerfed at all by the patch notes for 3.26, just like this one did not. I will redo that build guide as well for the current patch. Please hit the like and subscribe button below. It really helps the channel. And thanks for watching.